Welcome everyone back into Coach Speak. I am Joe Higgins, a special edition of postseason play for Coach Speak with Coach Rusty Richards of the Nelsonville-York Football Club. Coach, how was the bye week?
Oh, it was nice. We was able to get some guys. We did bumps and bruises. We scaled back on the hitting last week a little bit, but we actually probably practiced more last week than what we normally would. So it changed the week up a little bit. Thursday, instead of just going in helmets, we went helmets and shoulder pads. Did some more mental stuff. Still brought some of the old guys in Wednesday to get us to pick it back up a little bit, and then we give them Friday off so they can do whatever, and we could go scout. So, and we should be ready to go this week.
And last week on Coach Speak, you said that week was going to be about working on your team. How do you think that went? Were you able to shore up some things for your team?
Yeah, we hit all of our special teams. Just worked on the basics on some of our run blocking schemes, and just keep our timing going with our passing. And again, didn't have to worry about focus on any team. And we actually just ran some plays last week we went like one play Afrocentric, one play Union Local, and didn't even tell the kids we just ran them. So that way we're going to end up with one of these two teams. And so now we can obviously just focus on Union Local. So.
Right. So you find out obviously Friday night that Union Local will be your opponent. A bit of a revenge as they were able to get you guys last year in postseason play. Was that something you guys you as a team, not you specifically as a coach, but you as a team may have been kind of hoping for? Was a chance of redemption?
Yeah, a little bit. As soon as there were about 45 seconds left on the clock, and it was fourth and whatever, and it's 28-12. That ball hit incomplete. I text Austin and Alec and a couple of those captains and just told them, said, hey, right now we're 2-0 on the revenge tour, and we're getting our chance. We're going to get our third chance to go 3-0 on our revenge tour. We got Logan, we got Waterford, and now the third team that beat us last year was Union Local. So this would be a complete revenge tour, and then move on to the playoffs, which would be pretty sweet. So yeah, it was deep down. I think I didn't really care, but I was like, that would be pretty sweet to be able to right all of our wrongs from last year. So yep, we're going to get our chance.
Yeah, a little
right
poetic.
Here in Boston Field. Yeah,
a little poetic there. So what stands out about Union Local on this team?
It's they're a little different. Last year they were more spread. They were throwing the ball around a lot. Drew Saunders, kid they lost. The quarterback was fantastic. They both have moved on. They haven't dropped off too much, but I don't see that fast receiver as much. But they're 15. I probably butcher his name, so we're just going to call him 15 because it's
that's okay.
Yeah, he's a player. He's a junior. He's an all-state wrestler. He's about 190. He runs hard, so they're using him more. I mean, he had to have 30 carries the other night, so a little bit more. They're a lot like us, maybe some different formations, but they're going to run first this year, and obviously pass second. But a lot like us. So it's going to be a battle in the trenches from both sides of the ball for both of us, and should be a good game.
Well, what matchups in particular would you say might be a challenge for you guys, and what matchups do you feel like you guys have that would be a challenge for them?
I think they lost like 7 starters on offense and 6 on defense. So I think we lost 2 coming out of that game that played against them with our injuries and how things were going down. So I think we got the more veteran ball club, but now it's week 12 for them, and 11 or 12, what do you want to call for us? So, but I mean, we got the more seasoned team that played in that game last year. So I think the experience factor should help us. Our offensive line, we're healthy. We weren't last year. Brody Goodrich did not get to play the last 7-8 games. So we're healthy. I feel like we're a little bit better up front. I feel like we're miles ahead in the passing game. Cam's a lot more confident this year than where he was last year at this point in time. And, I looked it up. We passed our season stats like week 9. We had done past what we did in 11 games offensively. We had already had more rushing yards and like yards per game. So we're about 100 yards per game more than what we was last year. So, and our defense is maybe a tad better than what it was last year. So let's hopefully that all works out and pulls off another win Friday.
My name's Loge, and I'm owner of Pidcock Glass in Nelsonville, Ohio. If your home is in need of 1, 2, or even up to 12 vinyl replacement windows, Pidcock Glass can help. Please call Pidcock Glass at 740-753-4527.
For over 50 years, locally owned C&J Tax and Financial Services in Nelsonville has been serving the community with hometown care.
We are locally owned. Our focus is on service, and we treat you like family.
So what's the message to your team about mental preparation for win or go home type thing, and then postseason play and the run you want? Mentally, how are you preparing this group?
These kids get it. This is the team that knocked us out last year. They know how they felt. That was our driving force all winter. 'Cause, we did win the league, so we couldn't play that undercard rolling. Like, hey, we got to get the league title back. Now we got to retain it. But I think that left a bad taste in all the coaches' mouths. That because somewhere, sometimes you get so far and you realize, we might run into somebody better than us, but we didn't feel like Union Local played better than us that night. If we played that game 10 times. I feel like we probably would have got 6-4 or 7-3, but that was just their night. We made had some turnovers and different things, so we felt like we probably were the better team going in, but we just didn't play like it. So it's gonna be one of those kind of games. We go in and play. I feel like we're probably a little bit better, but again, it's playoff football, and a couple mistakes, and you're gonna lose and go home. So these seniors, we want to send them out. It's gonna be their last time on Boston Field, barring an upset from Zane Trace. So, like I told the kids, hey, let's send these guys out right. Let them go 6-0 at Boston Field, and this is gonna be the last time. Like I said, unless Zane Trace barring an upset, this will be the last time these guys get to play on this field. So, it's just how much longer do you want to practice? How much longer do you want to play? I feel like these guys are ready to go. We had films last night. We don't usually do films on Sunday, so we could come out and do some helmet and shoulder pads today. So, they're locked in, and we just need another performance like we did against Athens.
Yeah. Your team has hung its hat on the physicality all season long and on your ground game, obviously. Do you think you'll get to go to the air more this coming Friday, or will the ground and pound kind of be the where you think things will be the most fruitful for you?
It just depends on how they align their defense. We got confidence in our run game. We got confidence in our passing game. So a lot of it depends how many people they put in the box. So, they load up the box to stop the run, we're going to take our shots. So we did last year. Alec had a 70-some-yard touchdown pass and you catch against them, and we caught him off guard. So, and we got a lot of tricks up our sleeve we haven't used that they got our film, and they don't have some of those, and we've been using, holding them, practicing them. Didn't use them against Athens, so they're going to be out if we need them, and hopefully early. And hopefully they work.
Good to know. How have the leaders on the team handled the bye week, because that's new, and then also being prepped for this game?
I think, like I said, like Austin said, as soon as that game was over, he's going to be sore. He had 28 carries against Athens, so it was nice just to, physically, just the bumps and bruises, and we scaled back on our running a little bit last week just to give him a little bit of time off, kind of thing. I think we hit it real hard Wednesday, but we didn't run Tuesday, Thursday. So again, just it's all about getting people healed up and getting them so they're fresh this week and mentally sharp. And like I said, we got it's playoff week now, and this reach is tough. So there are no gimmies in this this time of year.
And the leaders on the team, they've kind of set that tone for the rest of the players as far as
we had great practices last week. They were focused. Like I said, we didn't really have anybody to focus on, but other than ourselves, and it went really well. So I really had enjoyed that bye week.
What do you think the crowd's going to be like Friday?
I think it's going to be pretty good. We went up to Avery Centric to scout Friday. Union Local had a pretty good crowd. For an hour-and-a-half trip, they're just going to have to do it again. So, and I'm sure they remember coming up here last year and winning. So they're going to come up here thinking they can win. I'm sure our people will come out in full force. It does hurt a little bit. Trimble plays the same night. It would be nice if they went back to those Friday, Saturday games.
I agree.
We could go watch them. They could watch us, and that would help our crowd. But they got a long trip to Sims Valley. But I think you'll see all the Buckeyes out. And I've already had some texts. Can we pay cash at the gate? And yes, you can pay cash. They take cash now. So again, that'll also help too for some of the people that don't like to use their cards and this modern technology. I expect to be a full crowd Friday night. A lot like what we've seen at Athens.
I agree. I think they're going to chomp at the bit at revenge chance as well. The crowd will be. Coach, what makes this team that's 10-0, TVC champs, more paint on the wall, the postseason, the bye, the rivalry wins? What makes this team so special to coach?
Nobody cares who gets the credit. That's been the motto all year. It always is. That's how I coach. Try to make us better. There were weeks Austin Gautier's, he's going to get the most carries. Well, there was weeks like Wellston, he had 5 carries. So his stats took a little bit of hit, and smiling from ear to ear. We won 50-0.
Still had over 1,000 yards.
Yeah, he had his 1,200 yards anyway. But there was weeks that maybe we give him 30 every week, but nobody else gets have any fun. So, but nobody complains. Holden Hodson's out there blocking, whether he's catching the ball or not. Alec Thompson, same thing. So nobody cares. They just want to win as a team. Mm-hmm. And when you do that, you do special things. And here we are, 10-0. And the years you get where everybody's worried about their stats, it don't go so well. So And that makes us hard to prepare for because it's like, if you stop Austin, you still got to stop Alec. You still got to stop Dakota, Walker, Stone. Those guys just sitting there waiting when they get the ball. Hey, do something with it, man. We'll give it to you more. But, we still need to get somebody who plays the game. And same way defensively. I mean, Caleb Layton, he's going to stand out. Noah Loge's second on the team in tackles, which is your linebacker. But, Dakota Cunningham played one of the best games he played all year against Athens. Our secondary kept the ball in front. Mm-hmm. We didn't give up that big play. And that's what we got to do this year. I just watched our film today. We gave up 2 or 3 passes behind us last year, and that's probably what cost us the game. So we got to keep them in front, and we got to tackle their running back. But, yeah, this team's it's a team. There's no individuals, so it's nice.
For us to be sitting here next week having another 1-0 conversation, what has to happen right for the Buckeyes?
Obviously, this is power on power. These teams come in here. They can throw the ball. They're a lot like us. Like I said, they're not going to come out and throw it 25 times like they would have last year. But when they throw, they can. So we got to win in the trenches. And we got to wrap up and gang tackle their running back. Like I said, he runs hard. And again, we can't do what we did last year and let people behind us. So it's still the basics. I mean, whether you're spread or you're 2 double tights, you got to win up front. And, hopefully Will Odenthal's got the boys ready on the offense side line. And on the other side, hopefully Caleb and Dakota's got them ready to go up front. And if we can, minimize them and get them into 3rd and longs, again, they can throw, but that's not where they want to be. They're a lot like us. They want them 3rd and 2s, and like any coach in the country wants to be. So, I mean, that's it. Just we don't have to play perfect to win, but we can't have 3 and 4 turnovers to their nuns. So
very good. All right, folks. So Friday night at Boston Field, the playoff matchup between the Buckeyes and Union Local will be coming to town. Coach, we appreciate it once more on Coach Speak. Best of luck this Friday.
Yep, let's do this again next week.
All right,
with a win. All right,
thanks.
Thank you.
Tri-County Career Center helps students build real skills for real careers. High school juniors and seniors can jumpstart their futures with hands-on training in healthcare, construction, media, and more. Visit tricounty.cc today.
Has your provider network changed? Are you new to Medicare? Have questions? We have answers. Remember, our meeting together is free of charge. The insurance company pays me, not you.
Give David Loge a call today, 753-3376.